If I want to solve this system by graphing, I want to start by first graphing x equals 4. X equals 4 is a vertical line at 4, so we go over to 4 and we draw a vertical line. Okay. All equations of the form x equals a number are going to be vertical lines. Okay. Now this one is in slope-intercept form, where 3 over 2 is the slope and negative 2 is the y-intercept, which we refer to as b. So this means that it intercepts the y-axis at negative 2, so I go down to negative 2 and put a dot. Now a slope of 3 over 2 means there is a rise of 3 and a run of 2. So a rise of 3 means from any point on this line, if I go up 3, and then with a run of 2 means I go over 2, then I should land on the line again. So here I have a point, so I go up 1, 2, 3, and then over 1, 2, so this would be my next point. And to help me draw it straighter, I'm going to do this a few more times. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, over 2, up 3 over 2, oops, excuse me. Now I can also do a rise of negative 3 and a run of negative 2, which means I would go down 3 and to the left 2. And I could do it one more time. Okay, since we were trying to solve this system by graphing, it is important that we try to draw the line as straight as possible so that we can see where the two lines intersect. So we can see that they intersect here at 4, 4. Now we could have seen by this, the fact that this tells us x equals 4, we would have known that it definitely has a an x coordinate of 4, but we had to find the y coordinate using this. If I want to solve this system by graphing, I want to first write each of these equations in slope-intercept form, which looks like y equals mx plus b, because it's just the easiest way to graph lines. So let's start with the 3 over 7 y equals x minus 27 over 7. Okay, so what I want to do is put it in this form, so that means I essentially just need to solve for y. So I'm going to first get rid of the fractions in this equation, because there's a fraction in front of the y. So I'm going to do that by multiplying both sides by 7. Okay, so that'll give me 3y is equal to 7x. You got to make sure you distribute this to each of the terms here, minus 27. Okay, so now all I need to do is get rid of this 3 in front of the y, and I'm going to do that by dividing both sides by 3. So I have y is equal to 7x minus 27 over 3. Okay. Well, whenever you have two things being added or subtracted from each other in a numerator divided by a single number in the denominator, you can divide each of the terms by that number in the denominator. So it would be y equals 7x over 3 minus 27 over 3. Well, 27 divided by 3 is just 9. So y is equal to 7x over 3 minus 9. Okay. Now with the next one was negative 3y minus 27 equals negative 7x. Okay, so I'm going to first start by adding 27 to both sides, so I'll have negative 3y is equal to negative 7x plus 27. Then I want to divide both sides by negative 3. Y is equal to negative 7x over negative 3 plus 27 over negative 3. So y is equal to positive 7x over 3 minus 9. Okay, this was positive because it had a negative divided by a negative. Now you can see that these are the exact same thing. So that means if I were to graph this, they would be the same line. So that means that this system has an infinite number of solutions. So even though the problem states to solve it by graphing, you don't really need to, because you can tell just by looking at it that they're the same line. Now, if you wanted to, you could just go down to, I'm going to have to add this in, sorry, -9, because we have a b of -9. So notice that's b, and m is equal to 7/3. So I need to go up 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and over 3. And this would be both of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 1, 2, 3. And it's not very straight, sorry, it's hard for me to draw straight lines on this. But this would be the graph of both of those lines. With this one, you can actually solve it without even having to graph it. You can notice that they both have the same slope of -3/2, which means they are parallel lines. Now, parallel lines that don't have the same y-intercept don't intersect at all, because they're parallel. So these would actually never intersect, which would mean there would be no solution at all to this. But if you wanted to, you could graph it by doing the first one. So if my m is -3/2, I can write that as -3 over +2, or I can do it as +3 over -2. So I can have a negative rise or a negative run. It doesn't matter which. I'm going to do the negative rise because I don't have any more room to go up. So 1, 2, 3 over 2, down 3 over 2, down 3 over 2, down 3 over 2. Okay, so this would be the first one. And this one has an intercept of 4, so I go down 3 over 2, down 3 over 2, down 3 over 2, and you can see that they will not intersect at all. So this system would have no solution.